Welcome to 2D Electrical Drafting, a drafting suite of tools for the AutoCAD environment. That we've made a overview video that shows the overall capability of the programs working together, but doesn't go into depth on anything, but shows something coming together very quickly. This video is covering the commands, fixture types. There's four major commands that make up the commands bar on the electrical ribbon: conduit, join fixture whips, fixture layout, and fixture types. This layout that you see here you may recognize if you've already seen the overview video. I've reproduced it here, and in the overview video you see me use fixture types to tag all the fixtures, but don't explain anything. So this is how it's done. Let's get started. Start the fixture type command, and you have fixture type. It's really the fixture type position. Pick default position as a button, and then you have default with an edit bar, and then you have alternate. And then you get into switch subscripts down here and alternate. So you have fixture type, and the box comes all the way down here, like that. I don't know if you could see that very well. And then you have switch subscripts, and this box comes all the way down to here. And then you have the default and alternate is basically the way this is organized. And then down here you have close for the window, or for the edit box, and count fixtures, which we'll get into here in a second. So our drafting standards, well, we really don't have any because everybody does things differently, but what I do is let's start with A6, and you notice immediately that it says lowercase a because I don't have my caps lock on in 6. Hit enter and it uppercased everything, and let's go straight to select fixtures, and you'll see a error box pop up. It says AutoCAD message, are the default locations set, is the default fixture type set. So there's two things that have to be set before you can pick the button that I just picked. And I have the default fixture type set, it's A6, but do I have the default location set? No, I don't. So I hit OK and it pops back up. There's my default fixture type, but the default position is set right here. I'm going to pick that button and then use my scroll bar to zoom in, and I'm going to pick the fixture right here, and it's going to pop the fixture type in so I could see it. And if I wanted to repick it, all I'd have to do is pick the button again and repick it, and I can keep doing that until I'm satisfied. Let's talk about those for a second. I'm just going to hit close. You can do this as piecemeal as you like. I'm going to, what did I do? Copy or move? I copied. I'm going to copy that over there. I hope this works. I might have to move. I'm not sure. I'm going to type reveal. No, wait. Reveal. How do you? Reveal points. How do you spell that? Reveal points. And click on that. And enter it again and click on that. Okay, so it did work. Actually, I'm going to undo that because that actually gets in the way. Okay. I'm going to move the fixture type up a little bit so you could see, and type in reveal point. So again, this is a command that doesn't have any access to it on the ribbon. You don't need to know it. It's in the tools. Just as an illustration, it's actually troubleshooting for me, but for new people learning about the command, it's helpful. So I'm going to move the fixture type and the fixture out of the way for a second. And you could see these little points, hopefully you can see them, that are left behind. And on the fixture points there are 8 dots. They represent each corner of the fixture. So this dot was up here, and this dot was on the midpoint right here, and this dot was on the corner, and this dot was on the midpoint over here. So there's these 8 points that are defined, and then on the fixture type there are these 8 points. And so it's helpful to know that these points exist. They're not actually there, so if you erase or move a fixture or a type, it's not like it's leaving behind these points. The reveal points is what did put these points there. These points are embedded into the fixture, into the text and everything. You'll never see them, but it's helpful to know that they're there, and that's why I wanted to show these to you. So when you're clicking the default position or even a temporary position, it's helpful to keep these points in mind, because if I click on the fixture closest to whatever point I pick is the point where the default fixture type gets moved. So if I click up here, it signifies that point in conjunction with that point on the text and put those 2 points together. Does that make sense? And if I pick over here, right there on the fixture, it still has the same point on the fixture, but then it signifies that point on the text and puts those 2 points together so that the text is down there. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but you can look at it, and on your screen it might come in better for you to be able to understand. So I'm going to start the command again. No, that was alternating fixture types. So pick the default position. I can pick over here on the side. I can pick in the middle, like right there, and it puts it in the middle. I can pick on the bottom middle. I can pick anywhere I want, and you can play around how many different positions there are. One position that's not obvious is I can pick the circle in the center of my fixture type, and it puts it in the middle. That seldom fits on 1/8 scale, but for quarter scale it actually looks kind of nice. So I'm going to move it back out to right here and move on. So I have A6 is what I would do for a master satellite pair, and then A3 is what I would do for an independent. So now I've set my default fixture type, and I've set my alternate fixture type, and I've set my default position. So now I'm ready to start selecting fixtures. So in the default, I'm going to pick the select fixtures, and now I don't get an error box, and I'm going to draw a window around these and hit enter, and then hit close and zoom in, and I'll show you that all the fixture types automatically snapped into the same identical point, same distance off the fixture, all that kind of stuff. That's what this command is about. Let me undo it and show you a potential error. Okay, so this is where I started the command. I hit select fixture types, and then I picked my point first, and then I zoomed out so that I could see all the fixtures I wanted to at once. If I panned down, it doesn't work. This is actually a part of AutoCAD. And then I close, and then I pan up, and you see that the ones that weren't in the view at the time didn't get the tag correct. There's not much I can do about that. I do overcome that limitation of panning in the join fixture whips command, but I can't do it here. Maybe when we hire the professional programmer that we're going to hire, maybe he can. I don't know how to overcome it. One way to overcome it isn't through really programming, it's through how it's used. At least I think this works. I hope this works, because I haven't tested it. I'm going to draw a box around these, and then select as I pan so that I'm doing more than just the first pick point and the last pick point. And I think this works. I'm not sure. I don't know if it worked or not. It worked. Okay, so if you pick them as you go, it works, and you can pan. You just can't pick the first point and then the last point and have them all shown up. I'm glad that worked because I hadn't tested that. So let's start the command again and keep going. Are there any other A6s? Yes, there's one down here. Right there is the master of a master satellite pair. Okay, so now we have independents left. So instead of having you type in A3 up here, which you could, what I did was programmed an alternate box, and now I'm going to select those fixtures, and I'm going to do it all at once, like that. Hit enter, close, and zoom in so you can see it, and all the tags have popped in to place, perfectly matching and everything. And you see here that I have some overlap, and there's a very easy way to fix that through the program. So let's actually go to that now. So start the command again. So you have the default, you have the alternate. Between the two is a box outside those two boxes that's a pick box that says move fixture type. Let's select that and pick down here, and it's a temporary override of the default fixture type position that just moves. And what I do is I run the fixture layout, I run the join fixture whips, I even run the conduit and connect everything up exactly like I have here. I even run my home run. Basically the last thing I do is put in my fixture types, because they are the least important to me, that they match all up. If you can leave them all upper left hand corner, then the default fixture type position is the button that does that. But if you have a conduit that runs past a fixture right there, it's real easy to just zoom in with the move button and move them. So I'm still in the command. I'm going to hit enter to get back to the box, and then hit close. And that's basically it. Let me show you one other thing. Start it up again with just an enter. The count fixtures button down here, if I click on that, this box pops up and it does a count of A3. I have 15 A3s, and A6 I have 21 A6s. So if you use the command fixture type, it counts them. If you have text, it doesn't count text. It has to be a fixture type put in by the fixture type program. Now, if you want to put it on something like a surface mounted fixture, then the thing to do is to copy right there. I typed C for copy, and I'm going to copy one of my tags over and change that to W or something. Waiting for my there. Put my caps lock on W. Now if I start the fixture type command back up and go back to fixture type or count fixture types, W is now up there with a 1. Okay, so it works that way. And if you keep that in mind and be careful about the use of fixture types and copy a legitimate fixture type for all the fixture types, and don't copy it and edit it for just general text, then at the end of your project, this thing actually gives you an accurate count for your entire project of all the fixtures. So I'm going to hit close on that. This works the same way with 2x2s, and it also works the same way with surface wrap and downlights. So I'm just going to go off the side here and put up some fixtures down here and start it. And what I'm doing is using my keyboard more than I have in any of these videos so far. And I type FT for fixture type and it pops up with the command. And so the thing to do is I already have the default fixture type position set. Here, let's change these and say type B, and I'll leave that one at A3. So you might be tempted to say that I already have the pick fixture default position set, but don't trust that. So you might expect this to go in the upper left hand corner because that's the default that I've already set for the 2x4, but let's see what happens. It may not work. In fact, it probably won't. So I pick all those and hit enter and see what happened. I don't know where that is. It's probably thinking that that lower left hand corner is the default position, and that's why it's in the middle of the fixture. So when you move from 2x4s to 2x2s to wraps to downlights, repick the default position type, okay? So I'm going to pick up here and move that up there, and now I'm going to select fixtures and draw a box around the whole thing. And now they've moved up to where they belong. And by the way, that's another quick way to move everything. Let's say, actually I can't put it on the end. There's fewer options for the wraps. It's got to be above or below, either on the left or the right. So that's a quick way to go and move everything around, is like that, okay? So go to count fixtures and you can see that it's updating, and apparently I've done 20 of these here, which is correct. That's 5 and 4 rows of it. So I'm going to erase all this and do downlights. Here's a recess down. Copy it. Copy it. Start the command FT. Let's change the default type to C. And this time I'm just not going to show you that it doesn't work. I'm just going to pick a default position. I'm going to say the lower right, and it put the C in there for me to see it. Now I'm going to select fixtures, draw a box around the whole thing, and they're all going to pop up on the lower right hand corner. Oh, yeah, and it's still, the move fixture type still works, so I picked the move fixture type, and I can move these around to avoid overlaps and stuff like that. Hit the count fixtures, and there's the C. I got 16 of them. The B's are gone because I erased them. Hit close, erase these. The last thing to show you is the fixture switch subscripts. Here, I'm going to erase this one over here too. That's the W1 was still there. So the switch subscripts. So let me copy one of these just for the heck of it. Start the command. Let's go ABA. Defaulted it to lowercase, and the alternate, let's go CBC. Select fixtures. There is no default position on this one. You notice that? So you can't do all the switch subscripts by a big window for an entire room. I looked into it. It just didn't pan out, so we don't offer that as an option. So I'm going to select fixtures, and the thing to do is to pick on the ends, and it goes ABA, and here I'm going to pick in the middle because I really don't remember what happens. Okay, so it does allow the middle as being an option. I forgot that. So you go through, and boy, talk about being the last. This is the last thing I do, is put in my switch subscripts. That actually doesn't look right. Why are these lower than those? Huh. I have a mystery there. Never noticed that. Is that another error? One that wasn't known? When I put it on the left, they're up higher. When I put it on the right, they're lower. That's strange. I'll have to look into that. So I'm going to hit enter and get out of it. And when you have daylight switching or something, you often go back and forth. So I can pick see the alternate popped up there on the right. I don't know, maybe the solution will be in the FAQ section of my YouTube channel I'm working on. It's out, this tool suite is out in limited release to some people, and I already know what problems they have in understanding my thought processes and what's going on here. So when I figure out what went wrong right here, I might make an FAQ little video on how to correct that, or if it was a legitimate programming error, I'll fix it. And the first thing that you find on the website will be version 13.1 or 01 or something like that, because that's what we're headed toward, is trying to put this on the AutoCAD Exchange application, Exchange Apps, available through that X right there. And I think that came up in AutoCAD 2012 and now in 2013. So let's see, is there anything else? So we talked about fixture types, the default and the alternate, the switch subscripts, default and alternate. You've seen the counts get updated. You can't move the switch subscripts. They're not as smart as the fixture types. This up here, the move fixture type, is still up there, and you can always go back and move whenever you need to. But the switch subscripts are not that smart. So if you ever put them in the wrong spot, or you put them and you think you were done, and then you come through with a low voltage line and now they're overlapped, the thing to do is just to come in and erase them and put in new subscripts like that. So there you go. Let's see, one other thing I guess I could do is let's erase the whole thing. No, let's leave it for comparison's sake. Copy a light out. Change our dim scale. I haven't even mentioned dim scale in any of these videos yet. It's actually going to be like FAQ number 1. It's what's going on here, and how do we control the size of everything? And the answer is through the dim scale system variable. Right now it's set to 8 feet, which is 8th scale. 1/8 inch equals a foot. So if I set it to quarter scale type in 4 feet, and now start the command, and let's go to something that's not been typed in yet. That's important. Maybe I'll cover that in an FAQ. I don't want to talk about that right now, about why that's important. But let's go to type D and select fixture. Oops. Move the default position to up here and push close. You notice that the text is half as tall as the previous, and that it's closer to the fixture. When it's printed, this looks right. It looks good and is clean and readable. And so the dim scale affects many things throughout all of these videos. It affects the thickness of the polyline. And again, if you haven't seen the conduit command, don't worry about the appearance of really any of this stuff. It's all highly customizable. So anyway, I just wanted to show that it's not only affects the height, but it also affects the distance off the fixture. Basically, that's the end of it. So that is a major command off the commands pane in the electrical ribbon from 2D Electrical Drafting, a suite of tools. Hopefully, we haven't even submitted to Autodesk yet. Hopefully available in the AutoDesk Exchange Apps in the first quarter of 2013. We'll probably be submitting it in a week, the first week of January 2013, and we'll see what they think and what they make us change. So that's where we're at. Make sure you've seen the overview video if you haven't already, and thanks for your time.